I mean, this is a sport that's on the precipice of irrelevance.
The games are taking over 3.5 hours. Playoff games are taking over 4 hours.
Game's too long, too slow. Who cares?
This is a situation where baseball's in trouble to begin with.
I hate to break it to you, baseball's dead.
Baseball is dead.
Rest in peace.
Wow, you sound great, Dallas. Is that a new mic?
No, it's not a new mic. It's the same shitty mic that you fucking gave us.
Okay,
I don't know how long ago.
Yeah. Before we came on, we're just doing some house cleaning here. Where I'm instructing again. Doing baseball is dead is like FaceTiming with my grandparents. Like I have to tell them like, hey, hold the mic in front of your mouth. It's like, oh, Jared's mic, it sounds better. No. We all have the same microphone. Mine is right here. See?
No, I don't know if we have the same microphone.
No, we do.
Again, Jayhay and I are dealing with the same shitty equipment that you gave us. I don't know how long ago, and here we are. I mean, how about something new? I believe my grandfather may have used this very mic, this very model. We talked. I think
I got this microphone in 2021, maybe.
Oh, so you have a new one?
No, I think we all got them at the same time.
Imagine that. Imagine the convenience of that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're doing great. I mean, is that a mic arm that you have? Is its main function to be able to hold the microphone in front of your face, or no?
Yeah, you could call this my mic arm. If you
so you don't. Okay. Yeah. See, this is what I deal with. Just podcasting with your grandparents.
Yeah.
Speaking of old man yelling at a cloud takes, did you see what Stephen A. Smith said about Mike Trout? I know we briefly.
I care nothing about what that individual says. There couldn't be anything of interest that ever comes out of that dude's mouth for me. Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Yeah, I think when we talked about it on this show, I just heard, hey, did you hear what Stephen A. Smith said about Mike Trout? And I was like, oh, because he hit a couple home runs, so he's telling Trout to demand a trade and talking about that. It's almost to a T. Like, you don't even have to listen or watch the clip. Like, that's just what it's about. I know you guys talked about it yesterday about Mike Trout and all that. Let's cut the Stephen A. Smith part out of it because you don't need to hear it. All you need to hear is Stephen A. Smith.
Is that seriously what he was saying?
Yes.
That's what I mean.
My friend from LA. Oh, I get to borrow a take
the
from
level
him.
of ignorance, man.
He was trying to attribute the Mike Trout needs to demand a trade take to like his friend in LA. Like he had this groundbreaking take. Listen.
See Judge get a couple of home runs. The Yankees' bats have not been impressive. Their pitching has been, but it is not. But on behalf of myself, baseball lovers everywhere, I'm going to dedicate this quick take to my boy Jeff. My man Jeff,
not on behalf.
My boy Jeff.
That lives out here in California. My man Jeff Brown. I'm going to dedicate this what I'm about to say because
Jeff
he
Brown,
just said it
you're
to
an
me the
idiot
other
too.
day.
Jeff Brown just said
Can we call Mike Trout out?
Why?
This is one of the greatest talents we have ever seen in the history of baseball.
Mm-hmm.
The first correct thing you've said.
We love you, man. We can't get enough of watching you when you're healthy, which seems to be rare these days, because that's what we see you do. Can you demand a trade? Can you get tired of giving the impression that you just chilling in Southern California? Anaheim is great, it's beautiful, it's a great place to live, and all of that stuff. So you find the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim have not made the postseason.
And then he just kind of goes into how much the Angels suck, which we all know that as well. But to be like, yeah, like my close personal friend Jeff from Anaheim, he thinks that Mike Trout should demand a trade, as if that's not something that we've heard hundreds of thousands of times over the years. But
I mean, putting Stephen A. aside for a second, like the window for Mike Trout to have requested a trade,
long gone.
It's way behind us. We're like a half decade behind that being a real thing. Like
probably more now.
Dude, he has damn near $200 million left on this contract. $200 million. And we're all in on the Mike Trout Renaissance season. There's still 4 more seasons at $37 million a pop after this season. The idea that it's a fundamental misunderstanding of what's possible. Mike Trout, he's saying Mike Trout request a trade, and the implication is pick your spot, go to a playoff contender. That's not how it's going to work. It's going to be what team, if any, is willing to absorb that contract and give the Angels nothing in return.
Jayhay, I think you're probably best suited. You and Coley would be best suited to offer the analogy. How do you explain this to this idiot in baseball terms or in basketball terms? How do you, I don't know who has an unmovable contract, because in the NBA, that's who is aged beyond the value of their contract and would be unmovable at this point. And it would just be obvious, hold on. He would never, ever in a million years tell this player to be demanding a trade, because everybody in the world who has ever even heard a fucking basketball bounce knows that this would never happen. And here's why this would never happen.
Yeah, it's actually, so I understand your point. It's almost like it falls apart a little bit when, not your point, but trying to come up with a comparison, because there is no current player who's in that situation who's on the level historically that Mike Trout is in baseball. So that that's even more ridiculous that he's making it like this. But I would say in some senses, it's like if Joel Embiid had a real resurgence, during the postseason or something like that. And then the question was, why don't you demand a trade or something like that for Embiid, who we all know has this incredibly littered injury history and has an enormous amount of money remaining on his contract. It's he's like a top 5 talent, whatever, when he's on the floor, but nobody's absorbing that risk moving forward. And we all intellectually know that. So it's that's kind of where I would go with the NBA. But to me, it's just, I think Sam Blum said that, Mike, the easiest way to tell Mike Trout's on a heater is when people are demanding that he force a trade, because that's all the non-baseball people care about as it relates to Mike Trout.
That's where this dude
do that though.
No, he's not.
No, but that's where this dude has gotten so far out of his lane that you're talking about shit that you have no idea about contextually. Other than knowing Mike Trout's name, that's probably where you should just stop. Just stop there, because you don't understand the player. You have no idea about his personality. You have no idea the things that he's said no to because of the type of personality he is. Does he even realize that Mike Trout had the face of baseball thrust upon him, and Mike Trout was like, no, I'm good. I'm just going to be Mike Trout, and I'm going to be Mike Trout in Anaheim, dude. So face of baseball, let the baseball reference black ink speak for itself. If that's why I'm going to be your face of baseball, for sure, knock it out of the park. I'm not doing MLB The Show. I'm actually going to do some mobile app instead. I'm not worried about it. Me personally, this individual right here who climbed in my fucking pond and did a video with my small child reeling in a Mike Trout shoe. I have done more fucking promotion for Mike Trout memorabilia, Mike Trout apparel, than Mike Trout has. And that's not because he is bad at it. It's not because he doesn't care. It's because he's just not interested at, you can look at it.
Say that.
Well, is he bad at it, or is he just intentionally not interested in being that dude? And that's what I feel.
This is like me dancing at weddings. It's I just don't do it, but if I did it, I'd be bad at it, so I don't do it. I think he would be bad at marketing himself.
I do think he's both disinterested and probably bad at it.
Yeah. He knows himself, which is good.
But I also think the whole Mike Trout should have requested a trade, hindsight years ago thing. I think that's fraught with a level of disingenuousness too, because if you look at the actual timeline of when Mike Trout's performance was at a high level and had leverage to request a trade, or at the flex point when he got the extension, I think if you were Mike Trout, you could have soberly looked at the situation roster-wise in LA and said, I don't know if now is the time. They coming off of 2019, which is an elite Trout season, they signed Anthony Rendon. They had Shohei Ohtani. It seemed like if you're looking around and being like, I'm going to request a trade out of like the Ohtani camp, and they just gave Rendon like, we knew there was pitching issues, but like this idea that it has always been a hopeless dumpster fire. I don't think that matches up with like the in the moment, like, and delusional maybe in some level in hindsight, but like we didn't know Anthony Rendon was going to be a complete zero. We didn't know that every other part of the player development system was going to come up short on providing a pipeline to the team. And I don't think it's Mike Trout's responsibility to have correctly and accurately predicted how the Angels would or would not develop their own players. So like, I think it's a little bit unfair to have said Mike Trout should have requested a trade in his prime, because it looked different than it looks like it did now.
100%.
Definitely.
100%. That's exactly.
And there's always,
exactly
to your
what I was gonna
point,
say.
there's always been periods where the Angels ownership group is just like, yep, we're going for it.
Yes.
Like here's
Well,
a ton
that's
of money
that's
for
the thing.
Josh Hamilton. Here's a ton of money for Anthony Rendon. Here's a ton of money for Albert Pujols. They have shown that they will oftentimes go after a top free agent and try to make something happen. And yeah, I mean, and also here's where I'm at on like the Mike Trout thing. I've given up long ago on the, you know, I wish either he would win in Anaheim or be moved somewhere so we can see him, you know, perform in the like. If the guy doesn't care, why do I care? You know, like if he's just like, I want to be on the Angels. I've built a home here. My family's here. I like playing here. I like the ballpark. I like the weather. I like the city. I like the organization. Who am I to be like, yes, but you need to entertain me in a market that you don't want to be in? Like
that's exactly who you are, is you're a fan. And that's where a lot of this narrative has come from. If you just peel back for 10 seconds and go, that's right, because we want to see the game's best players on the brightest stage, right? And what does that mean? I think we all understand that means after we started to come to terms with the dysfunctionality of where he was, unselfishly / selfishly, you want him somewhere else. And you care about baseball and you love baseball. So you want to see this dude, who we all know is one of the handful of best players to ever play the game. You want to see him perform on the biggest stage, so that portion of his legacy comes to light. We get to watch Mike Trout do incredible shit in the ALCS, in the World Series, right? Like, what does his legacy look like if he has some of these postseason accolades attached to it, as opposed to just, I mean, like, I'm not gonna say that a large part of his legacy is this, but we talk a lot about how Mike Trout got boned out of multiple MVPs as opposed to the multiple MVPs that he does have. Like, that's where the legacy almost stops, or that's the like shiniest part of it. We can talk about him being the type of player he is, but we also talk about how he got hosed and like, hey, chalk one of the MVPs up to Miggy winning the Triple Crown. I would like to replace that with an incredible ALCS World Series run. Right? Like what Corey Seager has experienced as an ALCS MVP or NLCS MVP, World Series MVP. I want Mike Trout to have that. I want Mike Trout to have that.
Yeah. The other thing about the whole, he should request a trade to another organization. There's a few different paths that could take, right? Like now that like just think about it as if it's actually happening. Like visualize this. Mike Trout gets traded to the Phillies and they win the World Series. That's Bryce Harper's team. Like the narrative is going to be like, Bryce Harper was knocking on the door at Philly for so long. He was the cover of SI, and you know the Phillies win the World Series. Finally, they get over the hump with Bryce Harper, and Mike Trout was there too. Or, you know, he gets traded to the Dodgers and they win their third straight World Series. And it's like, it's another one for Ohtani. Like Trout needed Ohtani to do it. And Freddie Freeman, he needed all these other MVPs to get it done. I think if Trout were, in this case, to request a trade and go somewhere that was a proven winner and then they win the World Series, I think fans would look at it and be like, I kind of wish that he did it with the Angels, though. Like Jared, there's always going to be some nitpicky aspect to it.
That's fine, but I don't know. So there's this team out in Boston, the Red Sox, and they had some pretty good players throughout their tenure. I mean, they're one of the oldest franchises in the sport, really.
Sure,
you should look them up. They had a couple dudes. Large Father was his nickname. David Ortiz. He played with another guy who, like, they just came up with this whole thing. They called it. You should check this out too. You'll love him. Manny being Manny. Just a wild personality. But those two dudes were together.
Yeah.
And there wasn't a conversation about whose team it was. And if there was, that never got in the way of being able to celebrate the success that those two players together had. It's okay to be a dynamic duo. And don't you think that if we're talking about how much Mike Trout doesn't give a shit about where he's at in Anaheim, do you really think that he would care one iota about how it was viewed if he landed in Philly on
I'm
Bryce
not saying
Harper's
he
team?
would care. I'm saying that fans would still nitpick, which they will.
Oh, well, but that's my point. He don't give a shit,
Yeah.
and that's where you should adopt the, if he doesn't care, I don't care. That's where that theory should come into play. If he doesn't care about joining, quote unquote, some other superstar's team, then what do I give a shit about? If all I'm after is watching Mike Trout win the AL, or in that case, the NLCS and World Series MVP, I don't care whose superstar team he joins. I just want to see him in the postseason.
Sure. I guess it would make a big difference if he end up doing what you just said. Like, if he wins the NLCS and World Series MVP on Shohei's team, then it's like, okay, all right, yeah, good for you, man.
Well, and just to put it back in Stephen A's world for a second, like oftentimes the media just pushes this stuff constantly, and gets what it wants, and it is left very unsatisfied. Like, Damian Lillard was basically browbeaten into forcing his way out of Portland, both by the Blazers and the media, and found his way to a place he didn't really want to be, and it was not properly equipped to field a genuine contender with him in his prime. And what ended up happening, they wasted the remaining prime of his career. He then ruptured his Achilles and missed the rest of the entire last season. So it's like, and now that team that acquired him is completely and utterly fucked. So, like, sometimes you get what you want and it's still not what you actually wanted. And, you know, sometimes it's just nice to enjoy what Mike Trout's doing, because this is really what we asked for, right? We asked for this. We asked for the Renaissance. Like, let's not just jump ahead and be like, well, can we see him in this specific scenario that I've now dreamed up in my head? Because this isn't enough now.
It's also mid-April. I'm watching Mike Trout hit all these home runs in the Bronx, and I'm just like, man, it's just good to see him doing well.
For sure. Exactly.
I think if your first thought is you've got to get him on a contender right now, it's like, that ship has sailed. I was almost waiting for Stephen A to be like, and another thing, Joey Votto, so underrated. It's just like that in the 2000s,
just clearing the deck of the
2000s, like the 2010s. It was like that was the take that you knew ball if you were like, you ever heard of Joey Votto? It's because he gets on base a lot. Like, he may not be hitting 330, but he gets on base almost half the time. And he's super underrated. To then I don't want to say he became overrated, but it's like so many people, you wanted to, it was almost like the secret password at the speakeasy. Joey Votto's underrated. I don't know if you know this, but he's on base percentage. So yeah, like, I don't know. We're six years removed from the whole Mike Trout should demand a trade thing, at the very least, maybe 7 years. Yeah, leave the guy alone. I've learned over the last probably year or two, it took me a while to get there, but probably a year or two, to just accept the fact that he is going to be buried in an Angels uniform, and I just root for him to be healthy, and when he is, just enjoy the moments that he's going to still be able to give us as baseball fans. Other than that, I mean, I don't care. I don't, if he gets traded, I'm like, oh, okay, that's interesting. Whoa, didn't expect that. But it's not something I'm holding out hope for at this point.
No, that ship has long sailed.
Yeah.
Long left the harbor.
Yeah. I want to give a quick shout out to our sponsor, Kalshi, the largest prediction market in the United States. Kalshi allows you to trade and win real money on events like sports and entertainment. Let's make one thing clear. Kalshi is not a sports book. On Kalshi, you are not playing against the house. You are trading head-to-head against other people. Kalshi just runs the marketplace. This makes Kalshi an exchange. That means that they do not profit when you lose. The lines aren't set by them. Lines move based on where the money goes. Public opinion is what sets the line, not some algorithm that's working against you. Kalshi is not regulated by states. Instead, it is CFTC approved, meaning it is a federally regulated exchange, and that's why it is available across the United States. If you want to try it for yourself, Kalshi will give you $20 when you trade $20 if you use our promo code, which is BID when you sign up. Again, sign up on Kalshi today, trade 20 to get 20. Speaking of the Mike Trout conversation, obviously Shohei Ohtani was a part of that. What's the deal with not DHing when he's on the bump? Do you think that this is going to become the norm? Is this something that
no.
Don't get used to this?
No, this is simply Dave Roberts going, you know what? We should probably just remove him from the spotlight for now, because if you think
it's April 15th and Dave Roberts is already resting his starters for the playoffs.
No.
Kind of.
It's April 15th and Doc is going, I'm not going to put my boy on the spot and put him under the microscope because people were bitching last time about the time he was taking on deck and in between innings because he was pitching and hitting. And I talked about his response and how I told you in so many words, he was like, yep, I get it. Makes sense. But if I'm his manager, I'm not going to put him on blast. So I'm his manager and I'm not going to put him on blast. And that's what this is I'm his manager and I'm not going to subject him to being ridiculed again, because this is a dude that they have had no problem creating rules for. And if the groundswell of bitching gets to a certain point, like, don't you think Major League Baseball would have to do something? Don't you think they would have to entertain the idea of forcing Ohtani to adhere to the time limits instead of giving him the grace because he is just a freak athlete? And so Doc Roberts said, you know what? We're not going to even subject you to that, dude. Like, you're just not going to hit. Take your time on the mound. And Ohtani said, cool, I'll go punch out 10. How does that sound? Will that help us win? And Doc was like, you know what? Yeah, dude, I think that'll get it done. I think that'll help. That yes. So that's all this is Dave Roberts. Dave Roberts is what's the hot term in the streets? Dave Roberts is playing 4D chess. That's what Dave Roberts is doing. He's just not going to subject his superstar to being ridiculed for the same stuff that 5 days ago he was being ridiculed for taking his sweet ass time in between coming off the bases and going to the mound, or coming off the mound and going to the on deck circle.
Yeah.
Dave Roberts is just playing a wise man's game. That's what he's doing.
Sure. Jayhay?
I actually kind of liked it because I feel like it brought extra attention to Ohtani's start in a way that, like, I don't think this is why Dave Roberts did it. Obviously, I think Dallas's explanation makes a lot of sense, but it's just like, instead of it being an Ohtani start where he's doing his normal thing, it felt like the attention paid to what was leading up to the start actually increased two times, five, like whatever random number you want me to throw out. But like, it got me more excited for the start in a weird way. Cause I was like, I kind of want to see what he's going to do when he's just focusing on pitching. And he obviously went out and shoved and they won the game. So, no, I wouldn't anticipate it being the norm.
Jumping around here, but sticking on the subject of pitching and the Japanese culture, Tatsuya Imai. I don't know if you saw this. He's struggled through 3 starts. I think it's been magnified, obviously, with Hunter Brown going down, Christian Javier having injuries, and a lot of focus now has shifted to Imai. He's made 3 starts, 8 2/3, 7 earned runs, hasn't allowed any homers, but has walked 11 batters. It's a 7.27 ERA. I saw somewhere that he's fired 3 interpreters in spring training, and it's only the second week of April. He's had some discomfort with adjusting to American culture and the differences in the mounds in different ballparks. I guess he also, which is uncommon. Obviously, Dallas can speak to this better than I can. He throws a bullpen before his start day, which is uncommon, I guess. And then also, like weather, like the weather is fucking with him. He's used to pitching with domes in Japan. So there's just a lot of different factors that I don't think he accounted for. And the point of me bringing this up is not to put down Imai. It's more to show even more appreciation for the players that do come over from Japan and have this instant success, because they are dealing with new routines, new culture, new ballpark dynamics, weather, all those things that they're just not familiar with. And a lot of them do have great success and become superstars right before our very eyes. But what?
You should listen to Baseball is Dead. It's a great podcast.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great podcast. I believe they even covered this yesterday, but I would love to talk about it again, because to your point about congratulating the other players, this is what I said yesterday, is what I appreciate about him, Jared, is the fact that he is not shying away from being as candid about the stuff that he's talking about, because a lot of other players would have taken a left turn and maybe hid behind one of the 3 interpreters that he's fired. They would have given a myriad of excuses, right? And instead, he's owned up to it. Because remember, this is the dude who, and we were talking about this yesterday, who's like, hey, I want to beat those dudes. Like, that's a fucking superstar stacked team over there with my fellow countrymen. I want to dethrone those dudes. And I welcome the challenge, and I welcome the challenge of each and everything that you just outlined, that you just talked about. And that's why I think instead of firing arrows at this dude, making light of what he's going through, I just want to appreciate the fact that he's being open and honest about how difficult it has been. Because at the end of the day, it feels like you were pissing into the wind. It does feel like you were tugging on Superman's cape. And it would be easy to just be like, yeah, but. And instead he's like, you know what? Shit's hard. This is not what I expected. Because, I mean, he even got into the detail, Jared, about like, bro, like, I don't eat at the field. Like, I'm used to eating after I get home. Like, these people are fucking eating 5 meals a day at this fucking ballpark. Like, what the hell's going on? Right? And then also the adjustment on the time schedule, like the difference in rotation days and your workload and how to tailor that. Like, there's so many details that go into making that adjustment. And then to your point again that you make about the other players, that's why I appreciate what Yamamoto has already been able to do and then did in the postseason, because normal human beings are used to the workload over here, meaning American-born players. That dude is not normal. Yamamoto that's a freak. That is an absolute freak of a human being. And for him to do what he did, making all of the same necessary adjustments that Imai has struggled to make himself, like, that just kind of gets lost and thrown by the wayside because he's been so damn good. So credit to Yamamoto for being a unicorn in that regard. And also credit to Imai for going, you know what? Hand up. This was as tough as I thought it was going to be. It might even be a little tougher than I thought it was going to be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's crazy. Yeah, those 10 strikeouts that Ohtani had, he had collected his 10th by the 6th inning. Which is kind of like, you know, we see that and we're like, damn, dude, he punched out, he had double-digit Ks by the 6th. And then we were streaming on Tuesday night, and Mason Miller punches out his 20th batter of the season. And I think that was to make it to 8 total innings on the year. So, yeah, he punched it. The second out was a strikeout, and then he got a ground out to second base so it was at 8 1/3 with 20 strikeouts. So he still has 2 outs to go before he can officially say I have a 22 strikeout game in the big leagues. But on the subject of the Padres, they have the Red Sox to thank. The Red Sox turned their season around, and this is a team that they're not just red hot. It's the ways that they're winning baseball games. There was one weekend last weekend against the Colorado Rockies where you had 2 walk-off home runs. It was a walk-off grand slam by Xander Bogaerts, and then Gavin Sheets hit one. And now last night, and say whatever you want, say whatever you want about the Colorado Rockies, but you better fucking watch your lips because Rockies Ben is listening. But you had a team that, sure, they're struggling to start the year in the Seattle Mariners. Maybe they haven't gotten off to the hottest start, but they're still a team that when we look on Kalshi, that 45-ish% of fans still think is going to win that division. The San Diego Padres scored 5 runs in the bottom of the ninth to beat them.
Line to left, it is a fair ball! Down the left field line to the corner! Around from second base, Campusano! Laureano's coming around! Padres will walk it off! Merrill madness! Padres were down at one time 6 runs! Not anymore!
Oh, man. It's just like every time that something bad happens to the Red Sox, it's just like, yeah, but have you seen how much fun Don Orsillo's having, though? Like, that's going to make you smile, right? You know? It's been 10 years, right? Yeah, 2015 was his last season with the Red Sox. Yeah, so it's been a decade, and still feels just as fresh as it did 10 years ago.
Is that where we're at right now? Is that where the Red Sox are at right now? We're celebrating. Is that what I thought?
Yeah, I think you used a U there.
No. Is it? We're now latching on to the celebratory game-winning calls.
No.
Of a former broadcaster.
No. I mean, we're always going to do that. We're always going to do that. I think that even if the Red Sox were 11-7 right now, we would still be, the meme of like staring.
We may have lost tonight, but if Don Orsillo wins, we all win. You hear that?
Yeah. I mean, it's true. Yeah. If you were to ask Red Sox fans, does it still hurt? At least the ones that live the era, because then you got like the kids. That's what's crazy, Dallas. Like there are young Red Sox fans that don't know it. Yeah, that's nuts, man. It's nuts.
I saw some people. I didn't really appreciate this. I saw some people like, bro, like calm down. It's April. Like, why is he getting so? Because baseball is fun, man. Because shit like that is incredible. Like I loved the Sheets call, Holy Sheets, because I think wasn't it Sheets that hit the grand slam?
No, Bogarts. Sheets was the next night.
Okay, but I couldn't imagine hearing that excitement and being like, you know what, that's too much. That's too, like your team just won the fucking game in as dramatic of a fashion as you could. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, it's April, but what if that's the only walk-off home run of the year? Like, you don't know. Like, there's some teams that don't hit walk-off home runs at all. Like if that team makes the playoffs and you want to have your highlight reel, your hype video going into the playoffs, like, do you want him to sound like it's a fucking library when there's a walk-off home run trying to hype up the crowd? Yeah. That's one of the things that Cora, I think, instills in his players here is winning games in the big leagues is really hard. It's really very hard to do. So when you're able to do it, you should celebrate that. It's not an easy thing. Like, you can't take that for granted. So if I'm a broadcaster and I got the pipes of Donnie O, fuck yeah, I'm letting it rip.
It's so funny you bring that up because I will forever remember. I win my big league debut. We go back home, and Dan Herron, we're sitting in the dugout, and he's talking to me, and he goes, because when I came up, we were in the middle of, and it was dating back to the season prior, like a ridiculous quality start streak for the starting rotation, and then I get called up, and like that is in jeopardy anytime you bring up a fucking pup. And so I was able to get through that, able to extend that streak. We get back home and, Dan's like, hey, just kind of talking me through some stuff. And he's like, and winning a big league ball game is hard to do. It is really hard to do. And we were talking about like trying to get to a point where you finish ball games because of, obviously everything that we know, how much pressure that takes off the bullpen, what that does for the guy next to you in the rotation. The next day he wants to do the same thing. He wants to be even better. Blah blah blah. It just sets the tone. But he drops that on me, and it's fucking April, and I don't win another fucking ball game that year. Like, oh, hey, guess what, Dan? You were right. You were right. Winning ball games in the big leagues, not easy.
No. It's a very difficult thing to do, and you need to have that perspective. So yeah, I'll never. I have the same reaction when people are like, "Really, the gold bottles tweet for winning one game in the middle of May?" It's like winning a big league ball game is really hard to do. Mm-hmm. Don't take it for granted.
Nope,
don't take that shit for granted. Yeah. Shout out to Sal Stewart. 2 homers, 6 ribbies. This kid's been a weapon, Jayhay. Do you have any Sal Stewart nugs for us?
Oh, I sure do.
Yeah.
Would you believe? Let me pull it up here. Sal Stewart.
That he's already doubled his WAR from last year.
He is the second youngest Reds player with 6 or more RBI in a game. That's obviously with the caveat that RBI have not been official for the entire history of baseball, which is, by the way, one of my least favorite things that we have to say as a stats thing. Can we just understand that they didn't keep RBI for the entire history of baseball? We don't have to say it every time.
Yeah.
It's baseball history. Sure. If the history doesn't include RBI at some point, that's still history. Anyway, the only younger player in Reds history, I bet you guys can name him. It's Ellie De La Cruz, August 23rd, 2023 was the only example of that. Also, he's got 12 homers now. Do you remember the guy who hit 15 homers through his first 36 career games across 2018-19 for the Reds?
Aquino.
Yes, yeah. Nailed it.
Aristides Aquino, the Punisher.
He had 15 homers through his first 36 career games, but Sal Stewart passed Adam Dunn with 12. So those are some Stewart nugs for you.
I think we put out a Punisher t-shirt, didn't we, Dallas?
We sure did.
Yeah. I mean, he
and
was
then,
a.
And then how about this? This is what
star.
happened. Yeah, we put the Punisher t-shirt out, got fucking C and D, and then MLB promptly took that fucking design and pumped out their own t-shirt.
Yeah.
What they do.
They do be doing that.
Scumbag.
That is what it is, brother. But yeah, Sal Stewart off to a great start. I feel like I feel very vindicated about this hot start. I mean, I wouldn't have said his name in like the MVP conversation, but when I got the, give me a sleeper pick, like all my buddies from home that play fantasy baseball, like, oh, give me a sleeper pick. You're going to want Sal Stewart in the mix. Get him in the cut. So that's been paying dividends. Been really fun to watch. The Reds have been fun to watch. Fat ass Garrett Cole is beginning a rehab assignment, I saw.
Jesus.
Did you see that picture of Carlos Rodon?
I saw Carlos. I saw Carlos. Wow.
You see that?
I saw Carlos in New York.
You did?
It's a bad angle. It's a bad angle. That picture was a bad angle.
Straight on. Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't the best picture, but yeah, help is on the way. I hope the diet's on the way too,
So hateful. I mean, there might be 2.5 Yankees fans that listen to this podcast now at this point.
No, that's not true. I think a lot of Yankee fans listen to
actively
this show.
culling the Yankee fan base.
I mean, just actively. Yeah. Oh, you want to talk Cam Schlittler? Oh, let's do it. Oh, Cam, whatever you call. Yeah.
His name is Cam Schlittler. That's his name.
Yeah, it is.
You ever meet him?
I think that's the first time you've ever said his name correctly.
Yeah. Do you ever meet him?
No, I did not meet him.
How come?
I just wasn't kicking around out I was in our bullpen.
Oh.
And by the time I came out, he was done throwing.
Oh. Do you think he'd want to meet you or?
No, I don't know that anybody wakes up and has the desire to meet me.
That's not true. Literally, we're on a business call. Dallas is on his phone with his AirPods in the middle of the hotel lobby, and we've got our guy trying to explain the business side of what we have going on in Dallas. Is just taking pictures with people in the lobby. We're like, can you hear us? Like, are you listening at all? He's like, yeah, listening. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, that child and that family probably didn't wake up in pursuit, is all I'm getting at.
Yeah, maybe not. You don't know.
Did have a Braden jersey.
Yeah, exactly. What's the Kalshi segment today?
Well, so I was actually gonna circle back now. I know we touched on Sal Stewart a second ago, but I was gonna hit you guys with a little because I think there are many other candidates, and we'll see how it progresses. But Sal Stewart's start and Nolan McLean's start has set us up with what could be a fairly epic NL Rookie of the Year race. Both are, and so I just want to put you guys. You can answer it one of two ways. Like, who do you think is currently leading according to Kalshi, and/or putting your preseason picks aside, if we're making it just about McLean versus Sal Stewart, who do you feel better about right now?
Connor Griffin.
I think that Nolan McLean is still leading. I think he had a healthy lead. I know he was the favorite to start the year. Who did I pick? I think I picked Connor Griffin. Yeah. Did I? Yeah. 20 years at 2026.
Yeah. We both picked Connor Griffin. My second pick was going to be Nolan McLean, and a lot of that. And I think the same conversation, I think it merits the same distinction here is, are the Cincinnati Reds going to vie for a postseason berth?
Do you think that matters?
I do. I honestly do. Because if Nolan McLean helps pitch the New York Mets into postseason contention, then it's really hard to ignore the impact that he's going to make, regardless of what Sal Stewart does. Simply
so
put.
It's more about the impact McLean would be having down the stretch, and how glaring that is. Yeah,
correct. Because it's not about Sal Stewart not carrying the Cincinnati Reds to a wild card or who knows, a division. That's not going to be the narrative. Because if he performs the way he is right now, it's going to be really hard to knock him off of that pedestal. But if Nolan McLean is as big of a part of the Mets' success as I think he will be, and as I think we all think he would be, and maybe the writers believe he will be, then that's going to be a tough narrative to beat, is that Nolan McLean, rookie, pitches this New York Met team into the postseason.
You still think that's going to happen?
We were talking about, Jayhay and I were talking about, again, check out Baseball is Dead, Jared. But we were talking about like Francisco Lindor, and do you move him? If you do, are you going to be able to plug that hole?
Oh, you should check out Just the Nuts. It's a great baseball stream where the last 30 minutes.
I told you, Jared and I talked about that.
Jayhay and I talked about Francisco Lindor and whether or not he should be traded, and the leadership issues within the New York Mets and their whole situation.
By the way, I'm available on all these programs, so you can check me out. Just the Nuts, Baseball is Dead. I'll be there for you guys. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the Mets have lost 8 straight baseball games after Shohei did what he did to them last night. They're 7-12.
Well, you can take the A's.
That's one more loss than the Red Sox, but you seem to be all over the Red Sox, but now you're talking about the Mets making the playoffs. So can you walk me through that one?
No, I'm not. I'm talking about Nolan McLean potentially pitching the Mets into the playoffs, and that being a reason why he would win Rookie of the Year over Sal Stewart.
Why even say that unless there was a chance that could happen, right?
Because maybe there is a chance that can happen.
Oh, okay.
I mean, they're not the Red Sox.
Right. Well, they actually are worse than the Red Sox to start the year. So,
no, is anybody worse than the Mets? Maybe the Rockies?
No, the Mets are.
Just the Mets? Well, again, shout out to the Athletics, because that's how the Mets ended up in this spot, is just by getting fucking dummied by the A's, swept in your own house. Oh, it was so good. I posted that video of me sweeping in front of the fucking dugout, and there was security guards and other team employees that were there. And if you listen, you can hear them in the background. They're like, that's painful. That's wrong. Why do you got to do that? What? And as soon as I got done, they're like, this team, they're fucking terrible. They're fucking terrible. This was the most pathetic 72 hours. They just went off.
Can you blame them?
No, can't blame them.
No. I'd be very upset.
By the way, just to put a button on that NL Rookie of the Year conversation between McLean and Stewart, March 17th, Nolan McLean had a 3-1 lead, 33% to 11%. As of this recording, we're currently staring at a situation where Sal Stewart now has 39% of the market, and Nolan McLean has 24.
Wow.
That's he's lost a quarter of his support. McLean has a little bit more, despite a 2.25 ERA.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he hasn't even been bad. It's just Sal Stewart's been that good.
Well, Sal Stewart's been that good, and the inverse could actually be happening, where the lack of team success is affecting Nolan McLean.
Yeah, it's a decent point because
What the fuck does team success? When is that ever factored?
I'm not telling you I'm not telling you that that's right.
This guy's getting all worked up about the Mets. I said one thing about the Red Sox being good.
I think
by comparison, and this guy's brains just got fried.
JJ Weatherhold at 10%.
Good value.
Just saying.
Just something to think about. Just something to think about. Yeah. Put a pin in that. You know.
Oh boy.
Oh, wow.
Boy. Oh,
Saddam Hussein's is after it right now.
Yeah, they said Hussein's was washed. Let's see. Let's see how washed he is today, fellas. So it's Dallas leading off and Jared batting second today.
You're right.
Oh, God.
So just think about what you're going to be doing here. All right. We have a lot of people very excited for this. I was in the Discord last night. I was hyping up the fellas and the ladies. Yep. They think they got you. They said, they dropped the George Bush flag. They said, we got him. All right, we ready?
Yeah.
Question number one. As always, it's out of 100 BID fans. Shout out to the Discord. Question number one, Dallas. How many top 10 MVP finishes will Kevin McGonigal have during his 8-year, $150 million contract?
1.
Question number two. Per Fangraphs, who is the all-time leader among batters in postseason win probability added?
Carlos Beltran.
Question three. Shohei Ohtani currently has 4 MVPs, 0 Cy Young Awards, and 2 World Series wins in his career. When his career is over, how many of those 3 things will he have combined?
Say it again. World Series MVPs?
No.
Oh.
MVP, just regular MVPs, Cy Young Awards,
4, 2.
and World Series rings.
Oh, fuck. 12. How many does he have now? It was at 9?
He has 6 right now.
6?
Question 4.
That's a little
Kenley
I thought he had more than that. Sorry.
I saw you count like 2 Cy Young Awards.
Yeah,
as you were telling. I'm not sure what's going on there.
Not right. That's not right.
Kenley Jansen is now 3rd all-time in saves with 479. Putting that number specifically aside, where would you rank him on the all-time list of greatest closers? Would you say he's the best? Would you say he's the second best? Would you say he's the 3rd best, the 4th best, the 5th best, the 6th best, the 7th best, the 8th best, the 9th best, or the 10th best closer ever?
What an asshole. You are the biggest asshole on the planet. I'm going to go 7th best. I mean, this is ridiculous. This is fucking absurd.
When the season is over, final question. What place will Mason Miller actually end up finishing in the NL Cy Young vote?
Third.
All right. Jared, you're back.
All right.
What do you think, Dallas?
I think Jayhay needs to get laid, and I also think he needs to get fucking slapped because you know what?
This
That's
feels
all I'm
like
gonna
an
say.
Intentional sabotaging.
Oh, buddy, feels like you're gonna what? At one point in
That
time,
is
you're
such a
going to
shame.
want to reach through the computer and squeeze his neck.
Okay.
Like I did. I may have overshot on a question. I did some math poorly, but
All right.
yeah.
I feel like
We
that's
have Dallas's
something that
total.
you do though. You know.
These are just the line of questioning here. There's going to be a problem. You're going to see it.
Do you want to know Dallas's total? Know what you need to get?
I don't.
Okay. You need a good round. Here we go. As always, it's out of 100 BID fans. Let's get to it. Question number 1. How many top 10 MVP finishes will Kevin McGonigal have during his 8-year, $150 million contract extension?
1. 0.
Question 2. Per Fangraphs, who is the all-time leader among batters in postseason win probability added?
All time, fucking Randy Rosarena.
Question 3. Shohei Ohtani currently has 4 MVPs, 0 Cy Young Awards, and 2 World Series wins. When his career is over, how many of those 3 things will he have combined?
Okay, so he's got 4 MVPs. Call it 7. 2 World Series titles. Probably win fucking 3 more of those. 5, 13.
Question 4. Kenley Jansen is now 3rd all-time in saves with 479.
Yeah.
Putting that number aside, where would you rank him on the list of all-time greatest closers? Would you rank him as the best? Would you rank him as the second best? Would you rank him as the 3rd best, the 4th best, the 5th best, the 6th best? Would you rank him as the 7th best, the 8th best, the 9th best, or the 10th best closer?
Of all time?
That's right.
Yeah.
I guess he's without looking at it, he's probably like the 6th best closer of all time.
Question 5. When the season is over, what place will Mason Miller actually end up finishing in the NL Cy Young vote?
Probably 7th.
All right, let's get to it, folks. I'm excited to see whether they got 200 points. Question number 1. How many top 10 MVP finishes will Kevin McGonigal have during his 8-year, $150 million contract? Dallas said 1. That was the number 3 overall answer. Got you 15 points to start us off. Jared said 0. That was worth a more modest 7 points, tied for the 5th best answer. We got 22 points
We got no
through
shot.
the first answer.
No, buddy, it's over.
We're not trending the way we want, but still plenty of time to turn it around. Per Fangraphs, who is the all-time leader among batters in postseason win probability added? Dallas said Carlos Beltran.
I should have said
In fact,
Yordan Alvarez.
Carlos Beltran, 0 points. 0 points, if you can believe that. I think that's a shame, but it is what the fans produced. Jared said Randy Arozarena. 0 points.
That's crazy.
0 points. So we have
This fucking asshole. I can't.
we're sitting at 22 points through the first
Was
2
Yordan?
questions.
Where was Yordan on there?
Yordan would have gotten you 2 points.
That's fucking nuts, dude.
Wild.
The answer we were looking for, by the way, the number 1 answer for Kevin McGonigal was 2. That would have yielded 36 points. The number 1 answer here was a guy you may have heard of, the Big Papi. The large father,
Big Papi.
David Ortiz, would have gotten 31 points. But you guys are chilling at 22 through 2 questions. Still got time to turn it around. Shohei Ohtani currently has 4 MVPs, 0 Cy Young Awards, and 2 World Series wins. When his career is over, how many of those three things will you have combined? Dallas said 750. I'm just kidding. Dallas said 12. That was the number 4 overall answer. That was worth 10 points.
Technically,
so
I said 12 too. I just didn't do math good in my head.
I noticed that also. Dallas also did bad math, but arrived at 12. So you guys, it was kind of funny the way that it worked out.
As soon as you said 13, I was like, oh, fuck.
12 got 10 points, the number 4 overall answer. So we're up to 32. 13 was 4 points. That's tied for the 7th overall answer. So we are at 36 points through 3 questions.
It's fucking asshole.
Number 1 overall answer there was 10. That would have been 24 points. Kenley, we had a lot of fun with this one, didn't we? Where would he rank on the all-time greatest closers list? You guys were of like minds here. Dallas said the 7th best all-time. That was worth, appropriately, 7 points. Tied for the 5th most common answer, so we were up to 43 points. Jared said the 6th best. That was more in line with consensus. That was the 4th best answer, 11 points. So we're at 54 points through 4 questions. The number 1 answer there, 5th best. Would you believe 36 people said 5th best?
Would you believe?
I mean,
Mason Miller, NL Cy Young vote update.
Weeks.
Oh, God.
Dallas said 3rd. That was the number 1 overall answer. So you guys will manage to get a number 1 answer here before we exit. That was worth 27 points. So you guys are up to, I believe I said it was 54. So we're up to 81 total points. Jared said 7th. That was worth 4 points. So 85 points. And there you go. Now, I know your first question is going to be, or your first go, it was, what, you couldn't even win. It didn't even, wrong. If you had gotten the top answers, the top 2 answers for every question, you would have resulted in 233 points. So with room to spare too. So unfortunately, it was just a really tough slate this week. And the win streak's over.
You are fucking diabolical. Like there is.
And your little win streak's over. So go fuck yourself.
How are you even proud of that? I wouldn't even be proud of that.
Oh, I am so proud of these questions. I was like, it's over. And you know what I did? I provided a Family Feud that was winnable, but also crushed you guys. I really nailed it. I think it's some of the best work I've done in a long time.
I mean, the fact that the answers are subject, like, I mean, come on. Like where's Beltran rank on that list?
It's a good question. I mean, that's a good answer. I'm not going to tell you that that's not a good answer.
What about my answer?
Yeah, Jordan.
Yeah.
No, I said Randy.
I'm pulling up the list right now.
Both 0.
Like, not even a vote.
Tough. That's tough. And there were so many people who got votes for that question.
Yeah.
Like, so many. Beltran is 11th all time.
Mm-hmm.
Where's Poppy sit on that list?
Poppy's first. He was the fucking answer to the question.
Yeah, but like,
Poppy's
is he
1.
actually first?
Oh, yeah. He's number 1 too. He's the actual correct answer. Yes. Ortiz, Correa, Soto, Springer, Pujols is the top 5. Obviously it's a counting stat. So, to some degree, it's a cumulative stat. So, more postseason games will obviously allow you to accumulate more postseason win probability added. But Lou Gehrig still ranks 9th all time. Pete Rose ranks 6th, tied for 6th. Arozarena.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah, he's down there a ways.
It's tough.
Whatever.
Anyway, you guys will bounce.
Yeah, we'll be fine. All right.
I feel good
asshole.
about it, you know?
No, I mean, I wouldn't. But
Yeah. Do you have any nugs today?
Yordan Alvarez has a 1250 OPS through the first 19 games of the season. AL players with a 1250 OPS or greater through the first 19 games of the season in the last 10 years. Yordan, Aaron Judge last year, Davis Schneider, who debuted late. What are we laughing at?
Nothing.
Byron Buxton, 2021, and Mike Trout, also 2021. Adrian Del Castillo. Did you see what he did last night? Diamondbacks catcher.
No.
Home run, triple, and 5 RBI.
Wow.
He is the 6th catcher to have a home run, a triple, and 5 RBI in the wild card era, joining Carson Kelly last year. JT Realmuto and Derek Norris both did it in 2015. Ramon Hernandez in 2005, and Jason Kendall in 2000. Shota Imanaga had another dominant start last night. He's off to a very impressive start. He's the 4th Cubs left-hander in franchise history to have a start featuring 11 or more strikeouts, 1 or 0 runs, and 1 or 0 walks on the road, joining Quintana in 2017, Rich Hill in 2007, and Jake Weimer in 1904. Speaking of the Cubs, Nico Horner, not sure if you guys saw him. He was getting a lot of play on social media. Underrated by some metrics.
The sabermetric darling, the analytic darling.
Like the real advanced stuff just does not account for him properly, like the OPSs and the stuffs of the world. Nico Horner is the 2nd player in Cubs franchise history and the first in 91 years to have a homer, a stolen base, and 5 or more RBI out of the leadoff spot, joining Augie Gallen on September 12th, 1935. Chandler Simpson joined Tim Raines as the only, this is from OptaStats, not taking credit for it, but I did love it. Players with 50 or more stolen bases and fewer than 50 strikeouts through the first 125 games in the live ball era. It's Chandler Simpson and it's Tim Raines. Pretty cool there. Luzardo, tough. He had another outing last night of 12 or more hits and 9 or more runs allowed in a start of fewer than 6 innings pitched. That's his 2nd such start in a Phillies uniform. He's the first Phillies pitcher to record multiple such starts since Claude Willoughby and Buzz Phillips both did so in 1930. Kind of a tough season there, 1930. Speaking of Imanaga, he has vaulted up to the highest chase rate and the 6th highest whiff rate in Major League Baseball this season among qualified starters. He was tied for 42nd in whiff rate last season. This is from Matthew Mocha. Loved this one too, so wanted to share. List of pitchers with 675 or more strikeouts and a sub-3 ERA through the first 103 career games on the mound. Ohtani, DeGrom, Lincecum, Dwight Gooden. Lastly, Mike Trout with his home run last night. He moved up to 88.7 career B-WAR. That ties George Brett on the all-time list among position players. And if you include pitchers, the next person up on the list for him is Bob Gibson at 89.2. So he sits a half a win behind Bob Gibson at his current rate. Should see him exceed Bob Gibson this year as well, which is all kind of cool. So those are the Nugs.
Wow. Dallas, do you have any final thoughts today?
It's nice waking up. I don't care what day it is in the season, but it's nice waking up alone atop the mountain. And that's where the Athletics sit in the American League West, on top of the mountain.
Wow.
Your first place, green and gold. That's right. You heard it here. And I'll say it again. First place, Athletics, who are not even at full strength. Just remember that.
Why? Because of Brent Rooker?
Yeah, a guy who's hit 30 homers in fucking three years in a row. Yeah, that guy.
Yeah. Well, enjoy it while it lasts. Your team's not that good. You have a negative run differential. And, yeah, I'm sure you'd be surpassed by someone. There's plenty of teams that are better than you in your division, so enjoy it while it lasts, yeah. Fucking asshole.
I mean, I can't get a let's go green and gold. I mean, just can't get a let's go green and gold.
No, that's let's go green and gold. Yeah.
Okay,
let's go. Yeah. I hope you guys do well.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think the better the A's are, the better it is for the show. I'd love to live to see the A's get back to a World Series and win one for the first time since I was born.
Me too. Well, I've seen one, but
yeah, I was a literal baby when the A's won their last World Series.
Not that you're not still, but you were shitting on yourself then. Yeah.
Probably still doing that sometimes too.
Do you have any final thoughts?
Yeah. Do you?
My final thought is, as of right now, we're slated to get Chris Sale, Christopher Sanchez on Saturday.
Ooh. Jayhay, what do you do? You got plans tomorrow night?
Tomorrow night, I'm getting ready for my trip. But other than that, not really. Why? What's up?
I'd be down to pop on the stream. Yeah, trains go. So basically, I was going to go to Fenway, but then it was going to rain. So I was like, all right, I'm not going to go if it rains. So then she was like, all right, well, if you're going to Fenway, I'm going to make plans to go get dinner with my friend. And I was like, all right.
Oh, yeah.
So
yeah,
I'll just be chilling here. So I'm down to fucking hop on the stream.
Yeah, hit me up.
All right. That sounds great. Sounds like a lovely Friday night. Okay. Thank you, everyone, for watching and listening this week. We appreciate it. Patreon's coming. We're working on it. The merch, baseballisdead.com to get all your merch. That's how you can support the show for now until we get the Patreon up and running. And subscribe to our new YouTube channel. Building up the new YouTube. Very excited for this next chapter.
Hell yeah.
The boys are fired up.
Pumped.
What else do you want to see in the next merch drop, Dallas, besides hats?
Hats. I've talked about. I think what could be a hot ticket is the short sleeve hoodies. So not a full long sleeve hoodie, but a short sleeve hoodie. And I've got a design already locked in. I think it would be fucking dope. But a short sleeve hoodie. And I don't know how many folks are rocking sleeveless hoodies, but you could go short sleeve. But they also make hoodies that you buy the hoodie with short sleeves. You don't like them. They're basically designed to then cut the sleeves off or to remove the sleeves. So it's not like you would have to completely trash your hoodie by doing so. It would be a nice seamless trim along the shoulder seams. But I think especially in climates where, you know what, you want something maybe a little thicker than a t-shirt, but you don't want to have your arms covered up, the short sleeve hoodie is a great option. I love a solid short sleeve hoodie. They are, I've got fucking a closet full of them. Love them. Love them. Yeah, not a zip. We're talking pullover hoodie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, we'll get cooking on that. Thank you guys for watching and listening this week. We will be back on Monday, as always, for more Baseball is Dead. We'll see you guys then.
We go!